Welcome to my channel. My name's John and I'm the Geeky Bank, and in today's video I'm going locating what remains of Watch Hill Castle, also known as Yarwood Castle. So let's crack on. We are on the boundary of Bowden and Durham Massey in Greater Manchester. The castle itself was a motte-and-bailey castle and is a scheduled monument. For anyone that isn't aware, a motte-and-bailey castle is actually a European fortification. They became quite popular in the 10th century, and especially with this country after the Norman conquest. A wooden or stone structure would be situated on a raised area known as a moat, and would be accompanied by a courtyard known as a bailey. And here is the River Bowden. It's a stunning morning for me filming this, as you've probably seen, and it certainly is a very beautiful walk. So what I will do is I'll leave a link below, so if anyone does want to visit, you're more than welcome to. The castle is not a million miles away, or what remains of it anyway. So let's crack on. Now sadly little is known about the specific site. They suggest that it would have been made of a wood structure and would have been constructed between the Norman conquest and the 13th century. Now it would make sense due to the fact that the motte-and-bailey castles became extremely popular after the Norman conquest. It was a way of the Normans taking control of their new kingdoms and of course dealing with any of the old Anglo-Saxons that might want to rebel. I'm just stood at the bottom of what would have been the moat. Now this side of the castle, you could see when I was walking past, was actually protected by the river. These motte-and-bailey castles also would have had a defensive ditch dug round them, and then also a defensive wall made up, generally of wood, and this one probably would have been of wood as well, just due to the fact that the castle was more than likely wood also. Let's take a look from this section so you can get a bit of a sense of how high it is from here. So there has been a coin that has been located on the site, and it dated to the reign of Henry II. Now he was king between 1154 and 1189. He was also king of most of France, parts of Wales, and also some parts of Ireland as well. Due to that coin being found, it is actually suggested that the castle was more than likely built around that time period. Now in that time period, that land was actually owned by Bowden de Massey. Of course he was part of the de Massey family, and they were one of the families that were given land after the Norman conquest within this area. He was actually also involved in a rebellion to try and overtake Henry II at the time. The reason I'm laughing is because medieval history can be so confusing, and family wars and fights were a continual thing. So I'm certainly not an expert on that time period. I'm not an expert in anything, in all honesty. But if anyone does have more details about Bowden de Massey and that particular time period around here, please feel free to leave a comment below. Now the reason I've come here is just so we can get a bit more of a sense of the area itself. Now of course there's not much or anything really remaining of a castle, and without me actually knowing this location, I would have honestly not thought there would have been anything here. Now you can actually see where it dips, and it looks like it goes onto the actual the moat area. This was more than likely the bailey area, and you can see, as I say, how it dips. So there certainly is a ditch outline in here. Let's go and see if we can take a closer look. So we're just on that opposite side now, and we're actually on the area where the castle would have more than likely been a wooden structure. And in all honesty, I'll just give you a quick show. It's not a huge area, probably only sort of about 20 feet thereabouts, give and take, but you can get a sense of the area itself. It's definitely naturally protected, which I'll show you in the moment. So here's where that ditch would have ran along, which would have more than likely have been dug out. And then on this side, there's a huge drop into a valley, which is the valley I was down at the bottom beforehand. And then on this side is where, again, it would have dropped, and also the river's there for extra protection as well. So I can really see why this would have been chosen as a location. Now, in all honesty, the castle probably would have only been here maybe for around about 100 years. Due to its construction more than likely being wood, it was kind of general thing that these would only be sort of makeshift for a certain amount of time. But it certainly was worth walking here. It's been a beautiful walk and a stunning morning, which I've decided to come and film it today, so definitely worth it. Just unfortunately there's not really much of what you would expect to find in regards to a castle, but it is really interesting that there was certainly something located here. And as I said earlier on, I will leave a location down below, so if you do want to visit yourself, you're more than welcome to. So this has been today's video. In my next video, I'm actually going to be travelling down a valley of the forgotten mills. So till next time, peace and love.